Well, everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to share some of my experience about the teething problems of the baby. I'm going to share my experience with my son, the things that I used and the things that I did for him to calm down and to make less painful the process of teething. Different babies, they start the teething issue in the different ages. So you don't get worried if your baby is late with the teething. You always talk with your pediatricians if you see any problem or if you are concerned about certain things. I can suggest a few things for making less painful the teething process of the baby. The first thing I'm gonna tell you is about massaging the mouth, since their mouth is very itchy and very painful sometimes. Massaging their mouth make them less painful and less itchy. I also use the gel. This gel is for cooling the gums, and I put in the gums and I massage with the finger. You always wash your finger before using the fingers in the mouth of the baby, and you put the gel in his mouth. Uh, some people, they don't recommend gel because they think that is not good to use endless amount of gel in the baby's mouth. Anyway, I use it because it's for babies. I don't use great amount all the time, but sometimes when the pain is big and is very painful for him, I put this gel to cool down his gum. The other thing that I can recommend is the cold fruit. The cold things in the mouth, it makes less itchy and less painful the gums. It is not recommended to give frozen things, only the cold things. So the thing that you give to baby, always put in the refrigerator, not in the freezer. You can give cold fruits. If the baby is in the age that he can easily eat a fruit with his hands, you can give a cold fruit. If the baby is young still and you are afraid that he can choke the fruit, I use this teething thing. This was very helpful actually. I always use juicy fruits, so it makes more interesting for him, even the taste. You cut in a small pieces and you put the fruits here, and you then you put in a refrigerator to cool the fruits that is inside, and you can give to the baby. He can chew in this and squeeze and come out the juice of the fruit, and it is no dangerous for them to choke the fruit, and the other part is still for helping them to teeth. So this was a very good idea for the babies, for the teething process, especially for those that they are in early age and they cannot eat fruits with their hands. One of the things that I recommend are the teething toys. There are plenty of teething toys that you find in market, but the one that I really recommend that is useful for the teething process are the toys that they are small in the size, and the toys that the whole body has teething parts, not only just one part. These toys are very useful for baby because they can easily manage the toy, they can easily exchange from one hand to another, they can easily put in their mouth, and also they can easily chew in any part of the body of the toy, so it helps a lot with the teething process. I don't really recommend big toys for the teething process, even though you find plenty in the market. Those big toys, you can play with the baby and make an attractive game with him, but it's not very easy for the baby to chew them because he cannot hold them or he cannot easily manage the toy in his hand. Another element about the teething process are the spoons. Uh, my son, I started giving spoon and try to teach him to use the spoon since he was early age, but there are spoons that they are even good for teething. These spoons you can buy in market and they have teething part, and he can easily chew and manage the spoon around his mouth. It is very good to put the spoon in the refrigerator so it is cool, and when it is cool he can make last the pain that he has in the mouth. I use the spoon and it is very easy even for when you are driving or you are in a transport. You give the baby the spoon and he does teething, and it's very easy for the transportation and it's very easy for the baby to manage the teething process. So in this point, I recommend to buy teething spoons. Uh, the other method that I use for the teething are the wet wipes. These wet wipes you put in the water and you start putting around the mouth. So in this way you have them with the teething, you cool down the pain, the itching that he has in the gum. uh, there are different people that they make the wipes in a different way. I make like this and less messy, and I put in the mouth so I cool it down. This might be not easy for certain people because maybe they refuse to open their mouth, but when you start the baby to teach that this is for cooling down their gums, they know that this is not painful but is helping them with their mouth. There are even other things that you find in market. There are snacks or cookies that they are for teething, for the babies, that they help teething. This is a nice food you can give to them, and they can enjoy the food, and they can also um, do the teething in their gums. I used all these elements for him, and they were very helpful because the teething process is a long process during his time. So it is not only for 2-3 days, but it's gonna be for a long process until he finished with all teeth. So I recommend to be prepared with a baby. And if you notice that there are problems like he has a fever or he has different other symptoms, it's always good to talk with your doctor, because these kind of symptoms might not be symptoms of teething, but they might be symptoms of any other problems that the child might have.